Uh, Already you have already mentioned about the public sector and private sector universities. I mean, when you talk about the cost of education and the quality of education, how do you rate these both in US?
Well, we have universities. One way to measure a university is social mobility, which means a graduate from a university is going to make such a salary. Their parents probably made a lower salary. So the difference between the lifetime earnings of the parent and the lifetime earning of the graduate is called the social mobility scale. And our university has one of the highest jumps in that, which means there's good value for money. So yes, a college, you have to think of any kind of a loan or any kind of an investment. You have to look at the return on the investment, the ROI, right? I mean, if you make an investment and you don't make any money on it in the end of the day, it's not a very good investment, right? So you have to look at the return on investment. And one of the questions you want to ask is, what is the earning potential of graduates of your school compared to what their parents were able to earn? And one of the other things is to look at the graduation rate. Now, at NEIU, our graduation rate for domestic students is low officially because the way statistics are collected, they're collected after 6 years. Our graduation rate for international students is 90%. They finish within 6 years, and partly because they're required to go full-time by US law, whereas domestic students can work and go to school. They can be part-time students, and sometimes they're part-time students for more than 6 years, maybe 7 or 8 years, because they don't want to take on debt. So that's one of the things you have to think about is like, do you want to, if for an international student, you really have to finish in the allotted amount of time. That's US law. For domestic students, they have more flexibility. So the most important thing is to really think about the career you want to go into. You want to do something that you're passionate about, but also something in which there are jobs. Now, something else to pay attention to is the world is changing. And the European Union recently put out a list of green jobs, the jobs of the future that we're going to have to invest in. So my son graduated from NEIU. He has a degree in physics and computer science. He's working at Fermilab, which is the leading physics lab in the United States. But I sent him this list the other day. And one of the things that was on it was to become somebody who can do energy audits. I don't even know what that is, right? So I had to do a little bit of research. Well, an energy audit is somebody who can go into a company or into, if somebody's building homes, and say, okay, how much energy is this built environment going to take? And where's the sources of those energy? And is it going to be green energy? So thinking about these kind of new kind of jobs, which we're going to have to do as we move toward carbon neutrality, which we have to do to save our planet. These are some of the things to kind of pay attention to. Think about the jobs of the future, not just the jobs maybe your parents have talked to you about or your friends have talked